Hello and welcome to this new and very interesting episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Feng Shui expert Suzanne here with us. She's also founder of interiorsTherapy.com. So, Suzanne, please introduce yourself and your business to our audience.
Well, I am a specialist in Feng Shui and interiors therapy, which is all about creating happier, healthier, and more successful homes for my clients and the readers of my book. I'm based in the UK and I travel around the world doing what I do, sometimes working remotely and sometimes working in person with my clients wherever they happen to be.
Wow, fantastic! Yeah, so that's great that you can serve your clients in all these different ways. And then on top of that, before we started recording, obviously we mentioned a little bit about how feng shui can actually affect your business. It can affect other areas of your life. But let's focus on the business for now. So, can you tell us from some of your own experiences or experiences of your clients or some of the celebrities that we mentioned as well, like how this affected their business, feng shui affected their business?
Well, with Feng Shui balances the energy of a property. Now, that doesn't matter whether it's a home or a business premises. And for lots of entrepreneurs, that's one and the same place. You know, you're working from home. And the energy in a home can be very supportive or it can be quite negative. It can be negative towards money, or it can be negative towards people. So if it's bad for money, then well, that pretty much does what it says on the tin. You know, as soon as you get a bonus or a payment is made, or you get a brand new client and they're promising you thousands of pounds, then almost within days, a bill will come in, the car will break down, something will crop up, and that money can go almost to the penny. If it's about people, if it's about bad for people energy, then that can cause problems in relationships. It can cause problems in health. So in a business, that might mean staff, or it might mean that your personal relationship is struggling under the weight of what's going on. So what we do with Feng Shui is we rebalance that energy. So we take it back to neutral or even improve it wherever we can in order that you can focus on life, the business, what you want to do, instead of fighting against the energy of the property that you're living and working in.
Totally. And obviously, when it comes to money, sometimes we can be in the wrong property, but then um, can can we change the environment within the existing property, or do we have to change the property?
No, no, you absolutely can change the environment of a property. So, if I explain that I live in a property which is regarded as both bad for people and bad for money, that's not the ideal space for somebody working in feng shui to live in. But actually, it's perfect because I was able to rebalance the energy of this property and as a result, become a best-selling author, work around the world, end up on stages like the Ideal Home Show, become a writer for various publications, including Homes and Gardens. You know, those are all things that have come since I've been living in this property and since I rebalance the energy. So when you're in a situation where perhaps you've moved from somewhere else and everything was wonderful in your life, you know, your business was taking off, your family life was great, and then you move to a new place, perhaps a new business premises or a new home. And everything just starts going wrong. It's like wading through treacle. Every good thing, there are four or five bad things coming up on you afterwards. So that's telling me that the energy of the place you're in is not helping you. It's not nurturing or supporting you or your business. So what we do is we rebalance that with feng shui. Takes a little bit of doing. It's not a snap of the fingers and, you know, here you are. But what we do is we look at the property, and I can go into that in more detail if you wish, and we get the balance right. And then you can actually focus on moving forward rather than stagnating where you are.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the process.
So if I'm going to do the feng shui of a home, I need to know exactly where it is. So I need it pinpointed on a satellite image. I need to know the address, when it was built. I need a floor plan. what I'm doing is I am almost looking at the energy of the property in terms of time and space, if you like. I'm positioning the energy of that property quite precisely. And then once I know how old the property is and which compass direction it faces in, then I overlay what we call the Bagua grid. And this is like an energy map of the house. And it's dividing it into 9 squares or oblongs, if you like, depending on the shape of the house. And each of those areas will relate to a different part of life. So, for example, the center of a home or a business relates to health, it relates to mental health, emotional well-being, all of those aspects. The southeast, which is the one that so many come to Feng Shui about, is about money. It's about wealth. It's about blessings and abundance. And remember, abundance can come in all kinds of ways, but we regard it as the wealth area. So if you look at the southeast of your home, for example, or the southeast of your office, and it is full of clutter and mess, things that are maybe broken, that if it's a wardrobe, don't fit, they're damaged, then that is saying to wealth, hey, we don't need you, we don't want you, we don't care. So once you identify each of these areas of the home, of the property, the north is about career. The west is about new beginnings. So if you're starting a new business or a new project, let's have a look at what's going on in the west of your home and see if it's supporting that. Now, if for the sake of argument, you have got a big picture of a battle scene, lots of veterans, people who've been in the forces might have battle scenes on their walls, or pictures of a flying dogfight with Spitfires. We see those so often, fight scenes. And then they wonder why everything in their life is a battle. Every time they try to move forward, somebody is there trying to block them or prevent them or bring them down. So it's not just about the energy of the house, it's what's in it too. If you've got loads of clutter, if you've got loads of mess or art which isn't supporting you, then you're going to struggle. You might get there eventually, but my gosh, it's going to be hard.
Wow. Yeah, and what's so let's focus a little bit on this southeast. Is it southeast of the whole property that is connected to the money, or southeast of the each room, or how does it work?
That is such a brilliant question, Tony. So, primarily southeast of the whole property. So, take your phone, get a compass up on it, stand in the middle of your home, and look at which direction southeast is sitting in. Go and have a look at what's going on there right now. And then, once you've got to that, you can sort that space out. Now, sometimes the bathroom is in the southeast. That's not great. Bathrooms are about releasing toxicity, negativity. We don't want to be activating the energy in a bathroom. So, in that situation, we would go to another room, perhaps your home office or your sitting room, kitchen, wherever, and we would activate the southeast of that particular room. So it always pays to have in the back of your mind, whichever room you're sitting in. For example, your office where you're sitting now, Tony, if you knew in which direction the southeast sat, you could then have a look and say, right, okay, what have I got there? Is this conducive to me bringing more money into my business or into my life? Or is it actually working against me?
Hmm. Definitely. And when we say, for example, clutter, let's say there is a cupboard, and inside the cupboard there is some stuff that shouldn't be there, or they're not cleared, or they're left for later. So is that something that we should clear as well, or it doesn't
Yes.
matter?
Yeah, absolutely. Clutter, basically, if we go back to the original origin of the word, clutter comes from the word clot. Now, if you think what a blood clot does to your body, it can cause a stroke, it can cause a heart attack, a deep vein thrombosis. It can kill you very, very easily. The tiniest pinprick clot can destroy a life. Now, clutter is effectively a clot in your home. It's blocking the energy wherever it sits. And we talked about the wealth area. There's also an area for relationships, for your family, for your travel, for your new beginnings. These are all important areas of your life. So there's no point in moving your clutter out of your southeast and thinking, great, now the money can flow in, if you've actually blocked the other routes for it to come into you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, a clutter-free home is the first step to succeeding in whatever you do. So only keep the stuff that you have to keep. Yes, you've got to keep 7 years of tax records, but you don't need to keep everything that related to courses that you did 20 years ago. None of that's relevant to you now.
totally. And what about the actual results from your clients once they clear this clutter and once you work with them, what usually happens?
Oh, I tell you what, I love to hear from my clients. So I've literally just heard from one. I'm now working on her sixth property in the time that I've known her. She has gone from being a very low level assistant in a company she's been headhunted all over the place. She speaks globally. She is producing her own TV documentary series. It's just incredible. Her life has taken off. But that's just one thing. We see promotions, unexpected promotions, opportunities to move to a new job. For one person, he'd done 50 years or not for 50 years, he's in his 50s. He's done a lifetime in his company. And what he said to me is, I just want you to fix it so I can retire with as much money as I can get. And so he's got the opportunity to do that. And actually, his retirement pot is nearly 3 times the size he expected it to be
Wow.
since he's put his feng shui in. But it can be other stuff. It can be developing happier relationships. It can be meeting the person you want to marry, having a child when everybody told you it could never happen, or just being incredibly happy and content in yourself. And I think you know as well as I do, when you when everything's going well for you, the world is your oyster. It just draws good stuff to you. And that's what the feng shui will do.
Exactly. And where or how people can start?
Literally start with clearing clutter. But from my perspective, I do these little 30-minute video calls. It costs £9. It's nothing. You get me an undivided attention for 30 minutes and you show me around your house on a video call. And I will stop you and I'll say, tell me about that. Tell me about this. And I will be able to identify quite possibly what's going on in your life without you telling me at all, because homes are a mirror of what's going on in our life. So, there will be things that I spot which will be telling me that you are struggling financially, things that might tell me you're celibate or you're feeling very, very alone. And I can spot those as you walk me around and I can explain to you why they're having that impact. And then you've got an informed decision to make. You can either keep them and continue as you are, or you can release those and rethink your living space. So, to my mind, that's always a great start, getting that one-to-one attention for your space. And it can be just as easily your business, of course, Tony. If it's a business premises, we do that too. But if you just want to keep doing it on your own, then declutter, clear the
Okay,
energy around your front door.
definitely. And how people can actually get the course or learn more about you or check out your book? How they can do that?
So the easiest thing is to go to my website, which is interiors, so interior with an S on it, interiorsTherapy.com. And there you can book an inspiration call. You can learn about the book. You can learn more about interiors therapy and feng shui. And there's also the media page, which takes you to, I think, probably about 500 or 600 articles that I've written or contributed to for mainstream media, which cover a whole variety of subjects.
Wonderful. Suzanne, thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, drop us a like. If you have any questions for Suzanne or me, you can ask them in the comments. And also, we'll include the links in the description of this episode as well. And yeah, See you all in the next episode. Suzanne, thank you very much.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you.